Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Razovy, and today I want to talk about the 10 best anime I watched in 2022. Now, keep in mind, these are not only anime limited to anime that aired in 2022. This is just what I personally watched in 2022. I watched a lot in 2022, not as much as last year, but I watched quite a lot. And these are just anime that I watched this year that I really was like, this is something that I really enjoyed. Now, I have tried, but keep in mind, I tried to include as many anime as I could that did air in 2022, but not all of them were great in 2022. So I definitely included some, like you can see right here, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, for example, that did not air in 2022. Now let's start off with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. As if you call yourself an anime fan, let me make a bold statement here. If you call yourself an anime fan and you have not yet watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I would highly advise you that you should watch it and that you're really missing out. It is, and I sincerely mean this, it is the best anime story that I have seen so far. Now, of course, maybe in the future it'll be topped by something, I really don't know. But for now, and I have watched hundreds of anime, for now I can honestly say this is the best story I have ever seen so far, regarding anime at least. Now, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood basically is about two brothers, Alphonse and Edward, and they live in a world where alchemy is actually a thing. So basically, alchemy is turning one thing into something else by using alchemy, right? And these guys are going to basically save the world and everything, but it doesn't start out that way whatsoever. It's such a grand story that, for real, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is basically, whether you're starting out or you're already an anime veteran, if you have not watched this one yet, by all means, just watch it. It is so freaking good. Please watch it. Now, number 2 is Azumanga Daioh. And Azumanga Daioh, I loved it so much that I also bought the manga, an omnibus version, might I add. And really, Azumanga Daioh it's so freaking funny. It's basically just this group of girls that just do stupid stuff all the time, and it's so funny. My favorite character by far is Chiyo. She is so, basically, she's the most normal one out of the bunch, and that makes her so funny because everyone else is just so freaking crazy and so stupid that because she's so normal and the way that she reacts to things and she tries to stay nice is so funny. All of the characters are great, don't get me wrong, but she is definitely my favorite one out of all of them, and it's just high school girls doing stupid stuff. It's so funny. It's one of the funniest anime that I've seen. That's also why I definitely want to recommend it to anyone. Azumanga Daioh, worth it. It didn't air in 2022. I'm not even sure when it aired. When did it air? 2002. There we go. So that's 20 years ago. Jesus Christ, I'm old. Nonetheless, so that's 20 years ago. But it holds up. It holds up, ladies and gentlemen. It does. It's awesome. Now, then we have Dr. Stone. Now, this is why does it say appalling? It should be masterpiece. Anyway, Dr. Stone is an anime that I watched a couple of years ago. I really don't remember when I watched it, but I watched it a couple of years ago. And in 2022, I decided to rewatch it. Only the first season. This is kind of a confession here. I still have not watched the sequel. I'm sorry. I have read the manga though, so I'm completely caught up. I finished the manga, so I know what's going to happen in Stone Wars. Nonetheless, I still haven't really watched it. Nonetheless, Dr. Stone, I rewatched it this year, and my God, I kind of forgot how good it was. And the weird thing is, I started watching it in Japanese, of course, and for some reason, I really don't know why, I decided to, you know what, I'm going to start off with episode 1 again, and I'm going to watch it in English this time, right? English dub. And I never do that. I never watch English dub. Like, I speak Japanese, there's no reason for me to watch anything in English, right? You know what I mean? But I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I've heard good things about it, why not? So I decided to try it, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I come from a time, like, in when I was young, right? Boomer talk coming. When I was young and anime was just kind of like a thing, right? And it would have an English dub. It was awful. It was so awful. so incredibly awful. But this is awesome. Like, the English dub of Dr. Stone is great. It really is awesome. So I'm glad that I tried it. And I just decided to rewatch Dr. Stone. Awesome. It's basically about a world where everyone is turned into stone. Eventually, Senku, the main protagonist, wakes up and is able to, like, shed his stone skin and become human again. And he then decides to rebuild the world with the help of his friends and stuff. We start off with Taiju. Like, it's just so awesome, really. It's for real. Dr. Stone it has a grand story. The manga is great too, and I believe, I'm not sure. I read it in Japanese, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I think it is either fully translated into English, like physically speaking, or almost fully translated. So you can buy this. I'll leave a link to it or something in the description if you want to take a look at it. Then we have Haikyu. I remember in January, I started watching Haikyu. Why does it always say appalling? I don't understand. I gave these scores, I gave it a 10. Nonetheless, I started watching Haikyu in January. And it is the first anime. It's not the first anime. I'll talk about that soon. But it's one of the first anime that I just binge watched, and I'm not a binge watcher. I don't like that. I cannot sit down for more than, well, tops is 2 hours. Really, 2 hours tops to watch anime. That's at that point, my brain is fried. I need to go do something else. Anything, like, I need to move around. I need to do something, right? But with Haikyu, 25 episodes, I watched almost all of them in one go, in one sitting. And the only other anime that has ever done that to me was Kaiji, Kaiji Ultimate Survivor. So I am, and Code Geass as well, both seasons. So Haikyu is, I enjoy it so much. It's basically just about volleyball, but the characters are so fun. It's such an amazing anime, and it's exciting. You know, you want these guys to win, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But for real, it is Haikyu, man. Come on, watch it. It's awesome. Now then we go to an anime that is currently still airing as of the making of this video, Bocchi The Rock. Now I am really enjoying this one. It kind of gives me K-On! Vibes, but it's of course very different. It is definitely an anime that I enjoy. It's about these 4 girls that try to start a band together, kind of just like K-On!, but it's very different, might I add. And it's very nice. It's our main protagonist, Hitorigoto, is very, very, very shy, and she's kind of like a doomer type of person. And yeah, she is so funny. It's a very fun anime, very cute sometimes, very and sometimes it can be depressing. Like, it might be depression inducing sometimes, the way that Hitorigoto talks about stuff. But it's very fun. This one did air in 2022, so you know I did say that I would include a couple. The next one is going to be Chainsaw Man, which also aired in 2022, currently still airing, might I add. As of the making of this video, I'm of course pre-recording a couple of these videos. And Chainsaw Man this one is one of the, no, I'm just gonna say it. This is the best anime of this year, of 2022. I read the manga. It was so good. I read all of the manga in almost one sitting. Like, I binge read almost all of the chapters in one go. I actually remembered that day that I did it. That's how much of an impression it left on me. I own all of the physical volumes, all in Japanese. I own all of them. I actually recently got volume 12 delivered to my doorstep. So I really love Chainsaw Man. This story is grand, and the main characters are real. You know, they give off as these people could be real. You know what I mean? Denji is an amazingly, like, his character is written so well. He has suffered so much and continues to suffer, unfortunately. And the other characters are so awesome, really. The supporting cast, I should say. This one is worth it. Chainsaw Man, take a look at it. Then we have Spy Family, and Spy Family is just, I read the manga, I didn't read all of it, I think I read 3 or 4 volumes, decided to put it on pause. I'm definitely going to read more of it, just had other obligations. And Spy Family, the anime, is so great. It has a great OST, it has wonderful animation, and the story, even though I already knew it, of course, is great as well. It's very cute sometimes, very powerful as well. Our 3 main protagonists, Lloyd, Yor, and Anya, are wonderful characters. And just really, it's basically about this made-up family, with the husband being a spy, the mother being an assassin, and the young daughter being an esper, or who is basically able to read minds and stuff. You know what I mean? And they form this made-up family that is just like, they all have their own secret missions, and that's why they're now a family. And it's so fun, really. Spy Family. Take a look at it. Now, I really felt like I should include this one. I enjoyed it, Sono Biscudoro wa Koi o Suru, but it's not one that I would like, out of all of the ones I'm going to show you today, from this list, this is the one that I like the least, but it's still very good, so that's why it's in this list. You know what I mean? It was great. My Dress Up Darling is it was very popular. It still kind of is, but of course it kind of died down now. Chainsaw Man is doing its thing. But basically we have two people, right? Marin and Gojo, who kind of meet each other because Gojo is really good at making clothing, and Marin likes to cosplay, and they kind of meet up and form this bond and stuff. It's kind of like a love story sort of, and it's fun. Really, it's fun, and it's when it comes to like the whole love genre, it's one of the best of this season, of this year. Sorry. But it's from this list. I would definitely watch this one last, because the other ones that I just mentioned are so much better. But I felt inclined to include this one because of the immense popularity that it had when it aired. So I did feel obligated to at least include it. Then we have Lycoris Recoil, also aired in 2022, and although Chainsaw Man is better, in my opinion, it really is better, and just when it comes to the story, if I'm looking in my heart, it's Lycoris Recoil that stole it this year. It's basically everything that I like about the anime genre. The characters I like, Chisato and Takina, and of course the support cast as well. I like the premise of the story. The animation is gorgeous. It really is, and just the setting of it all is wonderful. So basically, my mind says Chainsaw Man is better, but my heart says I prefer Lycoris Recoil, and I really enjoyed this one. Really, if you like the whole cute girls doing cute things vibe, plus action, plus guns and all that kind of stuff, look no further. This is it. It's awesome. Lycoris Recoil. And then the final one, and this is Violet Evergarden. Violet Evergarden, of course, did not air in 2022, but Violet Evergarden, I was on vacation with a very good friend of mine, and he is not into anime. He's not into anime at all. And we came back from, like, we were on this trip, and in the evening we were just kind of like settling down, right? We were kind of tired, so we decided to stay in. We were in Italy, by the way, and you know, I was like, we had Netflix on, and I believe we were first watching Seinfeld, right? And I was like, you know what, let's watch some anime. And he was like, oh, you know, I'm not sure if I want to. And I said, no, trust me, even though you don't like anime, I sincerely think that even you will like Violet Evergarden. And he was kind of iffy about it, but we decided to watch it anyway. And it turned out that I was right. He actually liked it as well. And I did too. Like episode 10 episode 10 is a really emotional episode. It made me cry the first time. It made me cry the second time. And now the third time watching it with this pal of mine made me cry as well. And Violet Evergarden is such a beautiful story. And it has, like, the animation is the art style, the animation is just, it's amazing is not even the word for it. It is gorgeous. It's done by Kyoto Animations, which is my favorite studio, and it's just, if you have not yet watched Violet Evergarden, I would highly recommend that you do. It is, unless you really don't like drama stories / emotional stories, if you really don't like that, then this anime is not going to be for you. But if you can at least stomach it, watch it. It is gorgeous. It truly, truly is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you like this video. I just want to wish you guys already a happy new year, and I hope that the next year, 2023, will be even better for you than 2022 already was. Ladies and gentlemen, I was Razovy, and you were you, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.